I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I would like to welcome Witchy Tea Cup to the program. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Witchy Tea Cup, and I'm a variety streamer on Twitch.
And you do a lot of things besides
I do.
that. You are. We were talking before we come on about a certain art project that we may talk about a little later.
Yes. As I run to the computer, I dropped all of my paints on the ground. They're gonna make a pretty good mural all over my floor.
Yeah. I think you could like get really slippery shoes and go in and just kind of slide across the floor and see what it turns out to be.
I think my dogs might actually do that for me.
Oh, well, there you
go. Real
go.
Interesting.
There you go. Now, it'd be like The Sims. Maybe you can get them to do the artwork and you could sell it for, get
perfect
easy money.
Goblin them.
Yes, absolutely. When I played The Sims 1 and they had a kid, I was like, does the kid do art? Yes, all right. That kid's never leaving his room. He's going to enjoy making money for the whole family. Yes.
You're gonna make me want to play Sims real bad.
Just every once in a while, don't you get the urge to just grab that game and kill off your neighbors?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just get fulfilling the ladder that's inside of the pool.
Oh, yes. As the struggle is so fulfilling. in a probably saying a lot about my personality by saying that, but it is.
Mine too. Don't worry. We're in the same boat.
What's the worst way you've killed somebody in The Sims?
Oh gosh. Putting them into a basement, probably with like no. There was one light and probably the canvas, with a canvas, and they couldn't get out. And I threw food down to them, and that was it. But I forgot to throw food down to them at some point.
Oops!
I had more important things to do, like woohoo the neighbor.
That's right, and the other neighbors, and all the rest of the
all of the other neighbors,
and anybody who showed up. Yes. Well, I think mine was, I started off with the default family that you get, the man and woman. Yeah. And then I walled off the man inside the house with I even took the floor away. He just had grass and had a pinball machine that he couldn't get to in there, so he couldn't ever sleep. And had windows so he could see his wife cheating on him every time people showed up.
What did he do to you?
Existed.
Okay.
I did give him a fridge though, so he lasted a while before like sheer despair took him out.
This poor man.
And people would come by and look in the window and then just walk away from him.
Wow.
I was like, oh, that's really horrible, Eric. You probably should get some help for that. So how long have you been a content creator?
Oh, goodness. Well, I actually started when Twitch first started. So 10 years ago, whoa. I had another channel and no longer exists. You can't find it.
That's a challenge for everybody, by the way.
I'm sorry?
It's a challenge for everybody that you said you can't find it. I'm sure that some.
Oh, no. Okay. No, seriously, it's deleted. Like, I don't even know the email for it. I don't even remember the name.
Maybe it didn't even happen.
And then I just kind of left, and I've always been somebody to watch others. So watching YouTube and Twitch and now TikTok. I'm kind of obsessed with TikTok and all of this nonsense,
Yeah.
And it happened about 3-ish years ago that I decided I'm going to jump back into content creating. And from there, it became VTubing. And from there, I'm here now. And I absolutely love it. Like, so much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes. You could tell by how you how your streams go. I mean, you could tell how much you enjoy it. But how what made you interested in the VTubers? What was it that when you saw it said you clicked that bell that says, "Okay, I want to try this."
Well, I actually got very sick.
Mm.
I ended up getting extremely ill, and I could see that my body was deteriorating
Hmm.
slowly but surely.
Right.
And because I got sick, I didn't want to give up a passion that I had. I didn't want me getting sick to stop me from dreams that I had.
Mm.
So I looked into ways that I could continue with my passion, and I found VTubing.
And so it makes you, it lets you be able to do it no matter how you're kind of feeling of the day, physical
Yes.
wise.
Yes, and nobody will ever guess that I'm like sick behind the camera or anything like that because I'm constantly chaotic. I've never changed. But I had a ex friend of mine who was like, "I'm VTubing. You should check it out." And I said, "You know what? Let's do this." And I have never changed the true like nature of my model. I've always been this goth witchy character.
Yeah.
So
So I have just recently gotten back into kind of goth music.
oh,
Um,
okay.
I was like an '80s goth kid, as far as music
Mm.
goes. Well, I was in a lot of music in the '80s. It was like new wave and you know all the stuff that nobody else wanted to hear. Um, I was into that. So I'm like been playing a lot of that in the background now, driving my wife crazy. Um, but it's just been it's been a revelation to hear the new stuff. Are you into that at all?
I am. So I'm into like dark synth wave.
Mm,
I'm into dark wave in general, which is like a mix up between what you hear on modern day kind of music, that poppiness,
hmm.
mixed with like this dark, eerie sound.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a 90s kid. I will always love Evanescence.
Hmm. Yeah.
But absolutely, like goth music is amazing. I also thoroughly enjoy opera, and you can get into really eerie opera,
Oh yeah. Ooh.
like a dark gothic opera sound. Think vampire, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. There's so there you can find. We used to have at the radio station I worked for a long time ago. Um, a back room that they called the bomb shelter, which was built as a bomb shelter, but it's also above ground and absolutely useless as a bomb shelter. Um,
Perfect.
but it had all of these records that no one ever played. It was like walls and walls of records. And since I worked overnight, I looked at every single one of them. Um, and there was like a row of musicals that some of the stuff they made musicals into, you would never believe they made musicals into. It was just, and the music was just absolutely horrible, but they released it
Oh
anyway.
no.
I mean, there was actually a Superman musical in the '60s,
Oh,
and
I feel like I would love this actually.
oh,
I'm a huge comic book nerd.
it it
Um,
it really
I'd be all over.
it was weird to listen to. Um, it was it was barely Superman, but it was it's a piece. It's history, I guess. But there's like a lot of really weird stuff they made in musicals, and I'm sure there was a lot of really dark stuff too that made it into that.
Oh yeah.
When you get into it like that. Plus, I also am a big fan of Bach, so I listen to um, the harpsichord stuff, and harpsichord
Oh
stuff is
yes.
that's almost immediately. No matter what you play on the harpsichord, it's not going to sound really poppy.
No.
Like you hear the first notes, like, "Oh yeah, there you go." No, we're doing it now. Um, the the witch that you are now.
Yeah.
I mean, have you always wanted to be represented as that type of character, or was that something that came up as you decided to start VTubing?
Well, so I come from a long line of Wiccans, witch, whatever you want to call us.
Yeah.
My aunts practice it. My grandmother, they all practice some form of witchcraft
Hmm.
or Wiccanness. So it's
Hmm.
always been in me or around me.
Yeah.
Um, and because of that, I've been doing things like that for years,
Hmm.
far before I was a content creator,
Hmm.
far before I jumped into anything like content creating. I would, all kids mix the little potions in the backyard. But I would try to actually make things like that.
Mm.
And as I got older, I began to really enjoy it, particularly the fortune telling, tea leaf readings,
Mm.
bone divinations, and a little bit of hexing here and there.
Mm.
And with that, as I got into content creating, I thought, what would be the best thing for me to get into and make myself represented as? And I
Yeah.
said, well, witchy, obviously, hello.
Yeah.
And then my favorite thing was tea leaf readings, and I
Ah.
love tea.
Yeah.
So teacup became this whole thing because I have all of these teacups. I'm obsessed with teacups and mugs.
Hmm.
So witchy teacup was just the name that stuck perfectly.
It does. It really does. I mean, I think that it kind of it's enticing in the way it
Mm.
comes out, and it's also is welcoming. What I should say it into it. It's not. It's goth, but not like super goth.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I can call people teabags, so why not?
Yes. You have to take it now. It's cute. The um the Wiccan background that you have, people who don't know anything about it have so many ideas about what it is about. I mean, if you wanted to talk to somebody and say and give them like one thing that people get absolutely wrong about someone who's a Wiccan, what is
We don't all follow the devil. Well,
it?
sometimes people, I mean, it's true though. A
Yeah.
lot of times when you hear about, Wiccan or anything in regards to it, a lot of people are like, oh, devil, blah, blah, blah. You can't walk into a church without setting into flames, Far from it, far from the truth. A lot of the time people will just assume you worship Satan and etc., etc. No, a lot of people that are witches are actually like super bright, super into nature. It just they feel a welcoming to like life.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that is probably the main thing that I hear the most. Now,
Yeah.
so much so I performed for the Pope at one point in my past. I sang opera for the Pope,
Oh, cool.
and people are shocked when they hear that because they're like, "Well, you're a witch. Why would you ever do that?" And I'm like, "Why wouldn't I ever do that?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it sometimes people can't separate themselves from
yes.
the stereotype type things when it comes to that.
What television has casted
Yeah.
witches or Wiccans as.
Right. Yeah, and it just it's a lot of different things to a lot of different people, like any sort of thing like that is. But I don't think that many people are wired enough to be able to realize that. Um, in a lot of ways. Although you did worry me a little bit when you said, a little hexing here and there.
Listen, you can't go through life without a little bit of danger. That's all I'm saying.
It's like so I'm going to be very, very careful the rest of the interview.
No, I like you. You're good. You're good.
Good.
Just don't do anything to make me mad.
No, I'm used to that. Doing that sort of thing. I've been married for many years. I
Yeah.
know I when to hold them and when to fold them. I got that.
You've been taught well. I get
Yes,
it.
exactly, exactly. Um, when you're turned on that microphone this time and got behind it as a VTuber, were you nervous? Were you comfortable with it because you'd done things before, or was it a whole new ballgame?
So I get nervous every time I click live. I got nervous before we jumped into this call. I always get a sense of nerves. I don't think that will ever change. It's in my personality. No matter what, I will be nervous. Uh, it doesn't matter if I know that I will have people there. One, two, I know that someone will show up. And I think that is where the nerve comes in, that I want to entertain as much as I possibly can, but I want to give this lasting impression to people so that they don't forget me. So my nerves really hit me.
Mhm.
But in regards to just going live and just playing games and having a good time, even if I'm not playing games and I'm just chatting or tea leaf readings or any of the other thousands of things I do, Lego building, Dungeons and Dragons, everything and anything under the sun,
Singing.
I I want to make sure that it's enjoyable, and that makes the nerves kind of go away. Because I know if I have fun, people are going to have fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the biggest thing. If you're here enjoying yourself and you're toddling around and people are with you there and they're enjoying themselves, that's the biggest thing. I mean,
Hmm.
and there's so many people that people can watch. And I'm not saying go tune everybody out, but if you're not liking what's going on, find something else. Don't leave a
Yes.
pipe bomb and take off or try to combat everybody in the chat. Just you know, if back in the '70s, we just Dad sent me outside to change the antenna, and we turned the channel. That's what
Exactly.
in
If I'm
the
not
in the
anyone's else,
rain.
if I'm not your cup of tea, you can turn me off. But if I am, you'll have a good time.
Mm. Now you just casually dropped in that you sang opera for the Pope.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not something a lot of people do.
No.
No.
Um, So I am a trained alto operatic singer. I
Alto,
have a
okay.
degree. I
Yeah.
actually have multiple degrees. I did vocal performance and vocal teaching as a minor degree. But I have my main job,
Mm-hmm.
which I am a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I work in the emergency area of a hospital.
Oh, bless you for that.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Uh,
But vocal performance and vocal teaching has always been this huge passion of mine since I was a child.
mm,
So I've been singing my whole life, and I got extremely into opera around middle school, and I began learning and training under that. Now, if you can't tell already, I have a rather low voice for a woman, so I tend to go for the lower songs, alto songs,
mm-hmm.
and with that, it gave me a uniqueness in the opera world. So I've been singing opera for so long, and it's helped me travel
Mm.
the entire world.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's something I truly love. Now, don't get me wrong, opera is not all I sing. I sing rock music and
Yeah.
pop and
We're gonna hear
anything and everything under the sun.
we're gonna hear that a little bit later. Ha ha ha. Just a little tip for everybody. Hang on, we got stuff coming up. But the doing the whole vocal stuff. I mean, there are people now who are going on the internet and going on to broadcasts that you can really tell have had no vocal training whatsoever.
Mm.
But there are some people who go on and are natural and have absolutely just flow easily on with what they're doing. Now, I hate them, but in a respective, in the corner, patting them on the head way. Um, but the the whole taking care of your voice thing is something I'm sure you've had to do. I mean, since you started singing, because you
Yes.
can't just belt stuff out and then go do a big speech right afterwards. You have to take care of
Yes.
what your
Yeah.
instrument has, right? Um, what was the one thing? If there's one thing you could tell people who stream, 8-hour streams and then come back and do another the next day, how can they keep from having their voice sound like they've swallowed razor blades?
So I actually have really good advice for this. Currently teach vocal singing,
Hmm.
and a lot of my students, they are streamers, and they will sing for me and then go on to stream and then continuously do that. And they end up coming to me, almost all of them. They're like, my throat is raw, please. Or voice actors. And I'm like, I'm going to give you a magic trick. Before you go live, you should always vocal warm up. Even if it's going the yawn and sigh technique, which I won't do live because it gets a little loud.
Yeah.
You can always look it up. It's pretty much just stretching your vocal cords and then loosey-gooseing them, right?
Yep.
I like to call it the Pokemon technique because you go sigh, sigh, sigh.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're making it loose.
Yeah.
And you always want to do that. You always want to warm up because if you don't, you're just going to shred your vocal cords, just like you said, razor blades.
Yeah.
I also have a little tip for anybody who is like live and you want a snack. Marshmallows are your best friend. Marshmallow root is amazing. Yes.
Okay. I hadn't heard that
Marshmallow
one before.
root is amazing for vocal health. Like, it's such a good snack. It's calorie free, and it'll keep your throat working really, really well.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give everyone a little bit of a tip that you will see a lot of professional singers use.
Yeah.
So everybody lean in to your mics or your headset.
I'm in.
So there's this drink, and it is called Jello Magic. And I know what you guys are thinking. Which, come on, no, for real, it is amazing. And you will see opera singers use it. You'll see sitcom hosts use it, etc., etc. It's pretty much hot water that you can drink. Don't burn yourself. A packet of your favorite Jello mix. Cherry is obviously the best. Some honey, and then you mix it until it dissolves, and you just drink that. And it works magic. If you have a sore throat, or if you've just done an 8-hour stream and an 8-hour stream and an 8-hour stream, drink that. You will feel so much better the next day.
That's
It
cool.
is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, my thing I would use, because I would do a lot of radio work, was we couldn't call off when you're doing a radio show. It's not like you can call off every day because usually there's nobody to back you up, and you have to go on and do talk shows while you have pneumonia, that type of thing, which is so much fun. Tongue firmly planted in cheek.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but there are times when your throat is bad and you just need to go 45 minutes, a half hour or something, just something to cut it out. The thing I always used was slushies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't coat your throat, which you don't want. You don't want, that's why shakes are not good for you. It's not ever going to sound right.
Milk is bad.
Yeah.
Stay away from milk.
Yeah. But this is like putting the ice directly on the throat. And it won't solve any problems. But you want 30 minutes, you want, almost an hour, it'll get you through the show.
Yes.
And
so
go ahead.
Funnily enough, your slushy is very, very similar to Jello Magic, because how they get that coloring is the same way they do for Jello.
Yeah,
it's very, very similar.
Yeah,
yours is just cold and mine is just warm.
Yeah, exactly. But this is for, like, if you have those sore throats that feel like it's on fire type of deal, because it just kind of immediately in not putting the ice on your neck, you're putting it in your neck.
Yes. Yes.
and that'll last a little while. And if you're doing like a short stream, it'll probably work for that too. But really, if you're doing a stream and you've got a sore throat, just don't do the stream.
That's my other advice. Just, your community will understand. Yeah. Just take a moment, breathe. I promise your community will be there when you get back.
Yeah. So if you've been out singing and doing this stuff in front of all these people, how do you get nervous doing this? Is it just that much different, or what?
You didn't think I got nervous doing that?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's to me that would be just beyond terrifying. What you did on stage, I just, I could do it when I was a kid in school, but not now. And how, I mean, you're not even seeing anybody now in person.
Well, you couldn't see anybody then either. I mean, the lights are ridiculous. No, I'd get nervous then too. It's very, very similar, and it's the same thing, right? You're performing no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
So going onto a stage and clicking the go live button are very, very similar in regards to nerves. But the moment that I do go live, it's gone. It's gone, and I'm just there to have a good time. And it's same singing on a stage or performing, anything like that. It's exactly the same. The moment I start, I go to a totally different world.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of those. If I'm lucky and I'm out there talking, I can disassociate myself with it a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and that will solve a lot of things. Of like doing just kind of doing whatever speech I'm supposed to make. In the meantime, the rest of my brain's going boing 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 boing. I can like not
the monkey.
Yes, that sort of thing. Yes, get away from it. So when did you start performing in general? I mean, if you were interested in singing enough to do that, I mean, that's just not something you just pick up overnight and
No.
do opera singing. So it must have been something you wanted to do for a while.
Yeah, so I've been singing since I was I would get in trouble at the table as a child for humming while I was eating. So I was constantly singing no matter what I was doing. By the time I hit elementary school, so I actually was not born in the US. So I was born in Europe, and because of that, elementary school and all this, that, and the other were completely different. Right. I went to a private school, an all-girls school, which had a nunnery attached to it. And so all the nuns would sing, and hearing all that beautiful music constantly kind of really triggered this want to perform. And again, I had a love for the classics. I enjoyed opera. I just found it beautiful. But I knew there was no way I was hitting the stratosphere of those notes. So because I so rarely saw representation of somebody with a lower voice, I wanted to be that person. So I started to really pick it up, and music classes, and finding great music teachers who would embrace this want that I needed to do. And from there, it just progressively got more and more into my life. And I mean, now I sing every single stream. There's no way to avoid it. If you come into my stream, at some point, I'm going to be singing a full song.
Yeah. Well, folks, we're going to be hearing a cover that you did a little while back, and I was floored by it. I was like, yes, I'm going to actually put that in my list of things to hear. Tell me the difference between singing on stage as an opera singer and then trying to sing with a microphone in a studio setting.
There isn't much difference. I use the same microphone that I did then. I use the same microphone that I use now. I think the only thing that I wish I had, I really, really, really want one of those soundproofing, so that you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I think a soundproof would be absolutely amazing. Yeah. But in all honesty, my performing behind the VTuber into performing just out in public, I put on a show. I dance to myself. I'm into it. I belt. So there's really no difference.
Even in the show, even where the voice comes from, because I know opera, you're taught to sing from really deep.
Yeah.
Do it, but...
So I've gotten into rock, and that is also surprisingly the same deepness that I do with opera.
Really?
I've I've trained myself enough, and like I told you, I do vocal teachings,
Mhm.
and I have some students that want to learn opera and some that want to learn metal or rock, and it comes from a very similar place. I mean, I only have one set of vocal cords, right?
Yeah.
So it all has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
It all matters about the shape of your mouth
Mhm.
and how much air you get. Breathing is super important. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah.
But breathing is super important.
Oh yeah. Well, with radio, you got to be able to do it. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you can, if you're doing something recording, you can always use the magic power of the editing tool to get around some things, but you still
Yeah.
have to have, if you're doing like a baseball game, if you're doing a basketball game, you don't want to have the breaths going at the wrong time because it's
Yes.
going to sound ridiculous, but you you have to do it in a way that it also sounds natural,
Yes.
because that will make a huge difference. I know there was
And
one. It,
luckily for me, I put on a really good show.
yeah.
So no matter what, if I'm enjoying the song, you can tell. And that's the whole thing when it comes to any form of singing. If you're enjoying it and you are putting the emotion into it, that's what makes a song.
Well, we'll go ahead and play this cover that you did. First of all, tell me about the song. What did you choose, Cage?
So in actuality, it's not a cover. It's an original song.
Oh, that's right. It is original.
Yes.
I apologize to the folks who put it together. It is an original song.
It is an original song. So my community actually were the ones who said, Witchy, you need to release a album. And they had been pushing me and pushing me. And I had wanted to release an album for a while, but I needed songs that really represented what I was going through. So if you actually listen to my full album, it starts from the moment that I met the tea bags or my community, and it goes through a story. So it goes through the turmoil of, my health, start putting on this amazing show, and then going slowly down until the last song, or the song that's kind of a goodbye to my community. Now at this point, my health had taken a really bad turn, and I told myself, I'm going to release this so that they can remember me. And I started with Cage because my community have a running joke where I lock them in a cage and I treat them very nicely, first off. So before anyone's like, I don't know if I want to go there, she's going to put me in a cage. I promise your cage is very clean. There is a really, you can decorate it however you want.
That's right. It is very
some of
gilded.
my community members might offer you mold. Please don't take it. So because of this running joke, I knew that I had to do, I had to have some form of a cage in there. And that's kind of where this whole premise of this song started. And yeah, from there, I pushed it into lyric form, I guess. And it took me a while. It took me a long while to figure out how I wanted this song to go, but I fell in love with it.
Well,
Absolutely.
I think it turns out absolutely brilliant, and we're going to play it right now for everybody and then talk about it in a second. This is Cage by Witchy Tea Cup on Eric Loy Interviews.
In shadows deep, where secrets lie, the witch weaves dreams of reason why. Enchanting whispers, electric embrace, with every glance has quickened the pace. Feel the pull, surrender to desire. Dance in the dark, let the night ignite. In her realm of seduction, lost in the fight. Pleasure and pain, a wicked to song. Drawing lines where they don't belong. In cobweb corners, she still loses her soul. Shades of pleasure, blinding the tight. Dance in the dark, let the night ignite. In the realm of seduction, lost in the fight. Pleasure and pain, awaken delight. Embrace the chaos, surrender tonight. In the witch's dungeon, no fears lay bare. In her cruel pleasure, they willingly share.
When I heard this, I was like, wait a second here. That's good stuff. When you heard this, the final mix of it,
Mhm.
and heard it back, what was your reaction to it?
So, funnily enough, I wanted to have a genuine reaction with my community.
Mhm.
So once I finished mixing and mastering it, I played bits and pieces of it, obviously, but I didn't actually listen to the full song until I was live with my community.
Mhm. Yeah.
Which is really dangerous, by the way. You probably shouldn't do that.
And you're putting yourself on a tightrope without a net on that particular
Yes,
thing.
exactly. Don't do that.
Yes.
But and for it being my first song that I'd ever released, there are obviously some things that now I would change, but I absolutely loved it. And I loved watching the reaction of my community who first heard again the song with me and were so excited. So many of them will message me and they'll be like, I'm going to play your song. I'm adding your song to my Spotify. It'll play on my stream. Is that okay? And I'm like, of course it's okay. I made this for you guys. And so with that, I hearing the song, it was almost unbelievable that I had done it.
Nice.
But I wouldn't change it. I'm actually working on another album now, and I'm very, very excited.
I hope so. I mean, folks, you heard it yourself. I mean, this is what I'm putting in my playlist. That doesn't happen very often. I'm very picky when it comes to my playlist, but this just hits all the right spots as far as the music, and of course the vocals are excellent on here. Just really, really an amazing all the way around Cage, and you can check out the music video that goes along with it on T's channel, which we'll have in the descriptions for the video.
And you can hear it live on my stream. I sing it live all the time.
You're right in the middle of playing GTA 5, and then suddenly it's time to sing. Roll the dice. You say that because you're also a dungeon master. Roll the dice, and it's time for music. How did you get involved in DMing?
Oh, Oh, that is a question.
Yeah.
I have been into Dungeons and Dragons again since I was a kid. My uncle and my father were both into Dungeons and Dragons, which is really funny
Yes.
because they are some Italian men, but they had been doing it since they were a kid.
Yep.
So I would watch, and I got a character as a kid, and I'm fairly certain it was a halfling, if I remember correctly, which is really funny because I was a kid.
Yes.
And so it was some halfling who liked to steal things, and I loved her.
Yes.
And with that, I would watch them play and watch them DM, and I was just in love with it. I loved making the stories and watching them play out. So I started wanting to learn back when Dungeons and Dragons was a baby.
Yeah. Well,
baby.
yeah. I started the first time I played it, and it's been very many decades since I played it. It was just one book.
Yeah.
And that was good enough for me back then. Consarn it, I don't know what these kids are doing these days. Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you, there's some wild things that happen. No, I think the very first time I DM'd, I wasn't even 10 years old. And it was just a silly thing,
Yeah.
silly thing
Yeah.
with family who they knew I was doing it all wrong. But listen, they sparked that fire in me.
Yeah.
And I fell in love. I loved it. Now, I took a huge break because it's actually very, very hard to get people together to Dungeons and Dragons.
It is.
It
is. It is. You'd think that today with modern technology, it would be. It's only easy if everybody can be there.
Yes. Well, that's what saved me. So I have an amazing group of friends. I absolutely love them. And they're streamers too. And I mentioned, oh, man, I wish that I could do Dungeons and Dragons. And all of them, brand new to Dungeons and Dragons, said, I would love for you to do this. And from there, we did Roll20, not sponsored. And we jumped right in, and we actually did our first one not live.
Wow.
And it was so funny that we said we have to do it live. And so we streamed it, and it just became a staple. People will ask me, when is Dungeons and Dragons? Now, we mentioned before that it's very hard to get people together. So we would do it like only really for holidays. Like we would do holiday one-shots.
Yep.
Or we would do it for an entire month, but then we'd have to take a break.
Yeah,
not anymore.
You got some excerpts up from those.
I do.
The holiday themed ones too, which is really cool.
Well, again, not anymore. Now it is a staple on the channel. We do it every other Wednesday. They have to be there, and because it's only 2.5 hours. It's 2.5 hours. You can spend time with me.
I enjoyed it at the time just because you can get a lot of people together and have fun with it, and we could torture the DM as much as we possibly could. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, but that was if you're starting DM, don't have a bunch of people there who are not only chaotic, but then have one of them with an IQ of about 2,000, because you're in trouble. That's what we had. We had a guy whose IQ. This is a guy who learned how to play chess in 15 minutes. So,
no.
Yeah. So everything we just looked to him, and then he'd give us some type of knowledge, and then the ornery people would take it and use it for bad things. As we knew where our bread was buttered.
I have murder hobos, so I love it. I love every single one of them.
Yeah.
So much. As I love them so much that recently they came to visit me IRL.
Oh yeah.
For an in-person Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my.
We rented a store that does live Dungeons and Dragons. We rented a room and we spend 8+ hours in there just playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I bet that was amazing.
It was so fun.
I bet it was. Now you talk about occasionally health issues, and
Mhm.
you're pretty open with it.
Yes.
How tough has it been? Because you couldn't tell it by talking with you. I mean, it sounds like you're enjoying yourself and doing so well, but that doesn't really tell exactly what you've been through. Um, it hasn't been the easiest thing, has it?
No.
Yeah.
If I'm allowed to kind of go into
Do whatever
kind
you
of more
want.
of a depressing note.
You are the floor is yours.
Okay.
Especially because
Well,
you
I
spilled
am an
paint all
open
over
book.
it.
There's paint all over
All
it.
over the floor.
Well, I'm an open book when it comes to my health. The reason I do this is I want other people who go through health problems to know that no matter what life throws at you, no matter what is going on, your dreams can come true. So I'm an open book because of it. About 2 years ago, I got diagnosed with ovarian cancer. I ended up having surgery thanks to my amazing community who helped me through that. I had one of my ovaries removed, which truly saved my life from that.
Mhm.
Well, if you have cancer, you end up having to go back in constantly to get rechecked. You need 2 years of a stable, nothing is being found.
Right.
I had a few months. Within a few months, I got checked and they found more cancer, but this time it was in my blood.
Mhm.
This was in the beginning of this year, February, around my birthday, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
Went back in, got all these vials taken, and they had to sit me down and say, "We're so sorry, but there's cancer in your blood, and it's stage 2 AML, which is acute myeloid leukemia, if you
Oy.
guys aren't aware."
Yeah. Yeah.
And from there, it kind of restructured what I was doing.
Mm.
While I was already an open book and an advocate for, if having this sickness, you can still keep going. Now I had to start doing radiation and chemo and trying to live a life through having blood cancer.
Right.
So with that being said, I pushed myself even harder.
Mm.
I pushed myself even harder. I went live, I think it was probably a few days later. And keep in mind, at this point, I was about to have a huge birthday event. I love to do events. I release a tea box and a coffee box that I handcraft.
Wow.
I hand make teas.
Jeez.
And I do huge events where I'll do concerts to showcase people, and I'll be live for 24, 48 hours
Whoa.
straight of
48
just having
hours?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh.
Actually, that one, I think I was live for almost like 50 hours. It was crazy.
Oh.
And I'll do goals and things like that, and we'll do crazy fun things. But a few days before I got this diagnosis, and as I said, I'm an open book with my community. My community knows so much. So I sat down and with them, and I put out a notice, guys, I have an announcement if you guys would come in, and everybody did. And I told them exactly what was going on. I knew we weren't going to game that day, and I knew I wasn't going to keep it together because I was keeping it together for my family.
Right.
But I knew telling everybody that I loved that I was going to not be so okay that day. So I told them, I have leukemia, I have AML, and it's stage 2 right now, but it's progressing quickly into stage 3.
Mhm.
It's very, very common if you've already had a cancer for that to happen.
Right.
But I was fighting it.
Mhm.
So I started chemo and radiation, and they were not working. I had no immune system at this point because of the ovarian cancer I had a few months prior.
Right.
My immune system was still building up, but through all of this, I'm getting these tests, but they're not finding anything for quite a while.
Right.
So the cancer's just raking through me.
Mm.
And it's at that point that it's progressed into stage 3.
Okay.
And I even more so kicked my butt and I said, absolutely not.
Mm.
We are going to push and we are going to make sure that no matter what, we are going to have a good time and everybody's going to know that this is a positive place no matter what. And I'm going to be myself. This is not going to change me. I could have the worst bout of chemo and radiation and I will be live that day putting on a show and having a good time because it was what I had.
Yeah.
I had this positivity that I wanted to put out into the world,
Yeah.
that I want to put out into the world.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I am. I got this diagnosis and I've gone through the treatments and I'm currently going through the treatments. We stopped chemo and radiation because I've been put on an experimental treatment plan.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And it's really, really amazing. My community helped me help pay for it.
Mhm.
We did huge events, fundraisers, tea boxes, coffee boxes. We did a 24-hour stream in June. We did a concert. My students put on a concert. It was the most amazing thing. And we have a spot December 1st. I begin treatment. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. And I hear this all the time. And you mentioned it, that nobody could tell. Nobody can tell what's going on,
No.
that you have anything like that going on behind the scenes.
Not at all.
And I've always have been like that. I've always been one that I want to put the positivity forward. But that doesn't mean that there aren't the cases where sometimes I get sad or maybe my energy is not all there.
Well, you are human for crying out loud. You know, you are human for crying out loud.
Yes. But the moment that I click live, it's almost like a switch. It's almost like I want to make sure that we have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Life is way too short.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I guess this partner thing came in. I have a bucket list, and on this bucket list, Twitch partner was on there. And I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it before anything happens. If I'm to go, if I am to leave this world, I am leaving with a purple check mark. And so I started the grind and I was live almost every day and I was pushing myself and I've had seizures on stream. Like I said, open book. I've had seizures on stream and I've been like, oh, I totally forgot to take my medicine today, and my community will get mad. My community have trigger words and they're like, oh, okay, we got to click those trigger words.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's amazing what you've been able to do with it. And it says so much about you as a person that you've been able to triumph with what's been going on. I say this a lot, but I'm going to do it again. People are not the result of their circumstances. They're not. They are the triumph that emerges from those circumstances. And it sounds like that you fit that to an absolute perfect crossed T. And you're just not going to let it.
No.
And that's whether I'm sure you know what's going on when people listen to you, but there's going to be people who hear you each day, and every time you do this, and you may not ever know they're there, lurkers or something, but they know what you've gone through. They're going through something themselves, and you're taking them with you.
Yes. I've had people, lurkers or people that I didn't even know were there, come to me later and be like, hey, I've watched you for a while and I want you to know that you've inspired me, or you've made my process of losing someone to cancer or to a sickness far easier because of your spirit. So I've had people actually do that. And that's why I do it. That's why I'm an open book. And that's why I advocate for, no matter what life throws at you, you can do anything you put your mind and heart to. Anything.
Yep. Sometimes if life throws potatoes at you, you get a nuclear
Big
bomb
vodka.
and throw it back. You get some French fries and toss the bomb. That's what you do.
I like that one.
Yeah. No, it's first of all, it's just incredible talking with you because obviously that not only are you extremely talented and have so many talents that you're able to bring to everybody, but the person behind it is so open and welcoming. And you're one of those folks that you can hear smile, which is really fun.
Yeah.
And indomitable spirit is one thing that comes to mind. But also human at the same time.
Yeah.
You're not an unrealistic person.
No.
Which makes all the difference in the world. You can get a lot of people say, "Yeah, do this," but they're not believable. You are believable because you've been there, done that, and
Yes.
you're still able to relate to people on that level, which is absolutely wonderful. So talented, folks. You guys see what T's got going on. We're going to have all the links in the description for this interview, and I hope we can do this again because there's so much there to talk about, and not nearly enough time. So please come back again sometime, and we'll talk some more.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I have to. You got to know that I have a podcast.
Mhm.
We haven't even talked about that. We'll have to talk about that later.
It's a true crime podcast, folks.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to get into that, but I've just been babbling like a goof.
Me too. Don't worry. I do this
a
to
lot.
everybody. I have a hidden talent where we can just be the best of friends and just chat for hours.
Which is wonderful, actually, because with you want to chat with it for hours.
You too.
Yeah, well, thanks. We're gonna have all the links in the description for the video. Witchy, thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. This is the first time I've ever done an interview, so I hope I did well.
You did wonderful. Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.